Hi, welcome back to the Maple Leaf channel. Today's topic is Net Worth Certificate. There are different names for it, so don't get confused. Net Worth Certificate is also known as CA Report, Wealth Certificate, Wealth Report, Asset and Liability Report, and Wealth Statement. Let's understand what is this net certificate. As the name suggests, it's a financial document. Net worth means the total wealth of a person after deducting the total liabilities. It includes both movable and immovable assets. It contains all the details of your assets and liabilities. Please note, in a net worth certificate, you can include the financial details of only the applicant or applicants or their spouse, parents as per your requirement. Now, the most important question is why do we need it and what is the purpose of it? This certificate is required to prove your financial stability. It is required for immigration authorities to determine if you are financially stable and have the ability to support yourselves while you're living abroad. Now, who will provide this net worth certificate? Not anyone can provide you this. Only a certified practicing chartered accountant will be eligible to provide this document. Now, it has different templates. You can use the template of your choice. I'm going to show the template which we used. Here it is. So there you go. So we reached out to CA, JSTK and Associates. So as you can see here, so this is the entire template. I'll just show you once the entire template. This is how it's going to look like. And then we'll go up again and see. All right. So now you can see in the beginning, it's written to whomsoever it may concern. So it starts with this is to certify that Mr. So and so, whoever is the applicant of this net worth certificate, followed by his PAN address and permanent address. Since we are two applicants in this net worth certificate, so we have mentioned my name also along with my PAN ID and my permanent address. Now you can see together we own a total net worth of rupees so and so, and since we prepared on 22nd July 2023, so that date is written as on 22nd July 2023. Now if we scroll down a little, you will see a summary of it. Summary includes movable assets, immovable assets and liabilities, and of course the amount in INR, and since we are applying for Canada, so amount in CAD, and you need to mention currency conversion rate as on that date. So now I will show what is in Schedule A, movable assets. So you can see here a savings bank account balance. So here you will see account holder name, the bank name, briefly mention the address, then account number and balance as on that date. Since we are two applicants, so we have two savings account, that is the same format, account holder name, the bank account name, account number and balance as on that date. Then we have liquid fund also. So we've mentioned the liquid fund along with the folio number and balance as on that date. If you have investments in mutual funds and stocks, then mention the account holder name of those mutual funds and stocks. Give all the details where you've invested. So we have these many investments here, as you can see, and with folio number you need to mention amount both in INR and convert the INR to CAD and mention in CAD section. Then since we are salaried people, we have mentioned our EPF account, account holder name, whoever is the account holder name, mention that person's name, then UAN number, then mention the provident fund number and account balance as on that date. If you have a joint account, so in this case my husband and I have a joint account, savings bank account, so we mention the same thing, bank name, address and briefly, and account number and balance as on that date. Then I have my investments too, so we mentioned my investments along with the folio number and everything. And then since I was also working, so I mentioned my EPF account details also. Then we got our gold and silver ornaments evaluated, so from a jeweler who is authorized, and we mentioned that as well in our net worth certificate. The market value of the gold and silver, as you can see here, market value as on 12th April. We got it done on 12th April. So we mention the market value of the gold and silver quantity as on that date. Then as I move forward, you will see we had vehicles also. So we mentioned the vehicle, the owner name, you have to mention the registration number. So we had car and bike both, so we mentioned both, and the market value of those vehicles as on that date. So moving on into immovable assets. So we have a residential apartment. So you have to mention the owner's name, flat address, where your flat is located. So mention that address, and valuation date, mention that. So we got it done from an individual evaluator. So mention that the amount both in INR and CAD. So likewise, if you have agricultural land in your name, or if you have any commercial property in your name, so mention all those immovable assets in this section. As we go along, then you will see the liabilities section. So we have education loan in our name. So we mention the borrower name, again mention the account details, account number, then the outstanding loan amount as on that date. Then we have a home loan also, so we mentioned all the details of the home loan. So we have home loan insurance, so we mentioned those details. So likewise, if you have anything as a liability, you have to mention in this section too. Then as I was saying, the CA should have a UDIN number. As you can see here, we have a UDIN number mentioned in the net worth certificate. You will see it should be sealed and signed from a CA. You will see all his details here, like his phone number, his email ID, where his office is located, his second office is located, branch office. All the details are mentioned here on all the pages. If you see here also on page 2 also it is mentioned, and page 1 too. So these things you should check when you receive the net worth certificate. And yes, that's it. This is the entire template. Like I said, you can choose your template as per your wish. This was ours. Things to check in a net worth certificate. So ensure that it is duly generated by a chartered accountant for online authentication. CA letterhead is used, which has all the details like their address and contact details. Certificate must have a UDIN number. UDIN is unique document identification number. It should have a seal and sign of a CA with date and place of signing. Is it really a mandatory document? For SDS, that is Student Direct Stream category, it is not a mandatory document, but it's good to have as it strengthens your profile and increases your chances of acceptance. For non-SDS category, it is a must-have document. For other visa type like open spouse work permit, It is an essential document to prove your financial stability and give that confidence to the visa officer that you won't face financial issues in that country where you're moving. Now, how long it takes for a net worth certificate? It usually depends on the CA. You may get it instantly, or if the CA is busy, then you'll have to wait for maybe 2 to 3 days. But it also depends on how systematic your documentations are. How to get this document? Share all your latest financial documents with your chartered accountant via mail or any other medium which is easier to you. The CA will verify your documents and prepare your net worth certificate. It is a simple process. An important tip here, which I would like to give, is if you are good at documentation, calculations, then, and most importantly, if you have time and patience, you can prepare the content in the required format and share it with your CA, along with all the evidence. The CA will verify the content against the documents which you have provided, and he will just simply put it on their letterhead. Now, what is an advantage of doing all the hard work? It's simple. It won't take much time for the CA to issue the net worth certificate, and also it will be reasonably charged. What are the charges? It generally is not a fixed charge for it. They don't have a fixed price for it. It depends on CA to CA, then city to city, and various other factors. But as an average, it may cost you around say 2.5 thousand. But if you prepare the document in an Excel sheet and just give the CA for signing and verification, which is what we did in our case, then it will cost you approximately 1000 rupees, and that's of course what we paid in our case. Where will you attach this net worth certificate in your file? So as I said in the beginning of this video, it's a financial document, so it will become a part of your client information. Do you need to attach all supporting documents if you're providing the net worth certificate? Well, it's not mandatory, but you can just attach. It's not mandatory, but you can attach it. It's not mandatory. You can just attach only the net worth certificate as documents are already verified by the CA. However, our recommendation is that along with the certificate, please attach all the evidences. It becomes easier for the visa officers also to verify your documents and to understand what you have mentioned is authenticate. So in our case, we had attached all the supporting documents.